There was a curious boy named Tommy who lived by the sea. He was fascinated by all kinds of creatures, especially the strange and tiny sea monkeys he had seen advertised in magazines. One afternoon, Tommy convinced his parents to buy him a sea monkey kit, eager to hatch the tiny brine shrimp and watch them swim around in the small tank he had prepared. He set up the tank on his desk and poured the eggs into the water, watching them dissolve like magic. The instructions said it would take a few days for the sea monkeys to come to life, but by the next morning, something strange had happened. Instead of tiny shrimp-like creatures, there was a faint glow in the water and an odd movement at the bottom of the tank. It was like a pulsating mass, growing larger by the hour. Curiosity consumed Tommy. He knelt closer, pressing his face against the glass. The water rippled as if acknowledging his presence. The glow grew stronger, and the form inside the tank took shape, resembling something far more complex and alien than any sea monkey. It had eyes, multiple eyes, peering back at him, and tendrils that slowly stretched toward the surface. Instead of being scared, Tommy was fascinated. He tapped on the glass. The creature inside mimicked his movements, its eerie gaze locked onto his. By the third night, the creature had outgrown the tank, its tendrils curling around the edges, cracks forming in the glass. It seemed alive in a way Tommy had never imagined. It wasn't just growing, it was learning. At night, Tommy awoke to the sound of glass shattering. The tank had broken open, spilling water across the floor. The creature, now as large as a small animal, slithered out, its glowing tendrils gliding toward Tommy's bed. Panicked, Tommy tried to scream, but the creature's tendrils wrapped around him, pulling him into its mass. It wasn't just wrapping around him, it was absorbing him piece by piece, his body disappearing into the pulsating form. His mind tried to comprehend what was happening, but it was too late. The creature wasn't just feeding on him physically, it was consuming his thoughts, his memories, his very being. By dawn, Tommy was gone, and the creature had doubled in size, now too large for the room. It slithered out the window and disappeared into the sea, leaving no trace of the boy behind, except a faint glow in the water where the creature had escaped. Weeks later, his parents would find the shattered remains of the tank, but no one would ever know what really happened to Tommy. Only the sea seemed to know the answer, and it wasn't telling.